welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to talk about a stock called GSAT. It's a global star company. It's a satellite service providing company. And we're going to talk about the fundamentals of the company and the technicals as well, and why I think this should be part of the watch list. Because look, you always want to be ahead of the game, and because this way, if there is an outbreak and you already know about the fundamentals, you already know the technicals back of your head, so it's very easy to start looking at the chart and start to make up your mind and where you want to get in and get out. So let's talk about the company first. Is a global star satellite solution company. So let's see what they have to say. Global Star is a leading provider of satellite solutions, leveraging its low Earth orbit LEO satellite constellation. So basically what they're doing is they have a satellite in low orbit of the Earth, and they're using that as it provide the phone service. Again, this idea is very futuristic because I don't know if you guys have heard that like 6 months ago or 5 months ago, Apple was, there was a lot of rumor that Apple iPhone, the new iPhone, which is going to come out, is going to have the new satellite ability, which essentially it helps you get service in areas where unimaginable. For example, you'd be in Amazon jungle, for example, and if you have a satellite phone, you'll be able to get service. So this is used to be a very military style situation, but then I think it's coming down to eventually it's going to come down to regular general consumers. So very futuristic idea. Let's move forward, right? What the market cap of the company is about 2.37 billion. It's a large company. And let me turn on my laser for a minute. Okay. So it's a 2.37 billion, as far as the market cap is concerned. 52-week range, 90 cents is the lowest it got to. The highest it got to is $2.78. And on average, the volume that is traded for the stock is 4.2 million. As of today, they have done 2.1 million so far, which again, 4.2 is a lot of volume being traded for the stock. Okay, as far as the total asset for the company, everything is by thousand. So which means if you see 814,000, that is 814 million in total assets. A large company. Liabilities about 448 million. And total equity, stockholders' equity is about 365 million. So balance sheet looks really nice, right? So operating cash flow is about 134 million. Whatever the expenses are, like the employees' pay, expenses as such, whatever expenses they have on the equipment, etc., it's about negative 50 million. Financing cash flow is negative 179. I think they lost a lot of value. And also they have maybe made some purchases as well that would cause the cash flow to go down. They still have about 11 million on hand. As far as the free cash flow is concerned, they have about 83 million. That's free cash flow is free of any debts. Is basically money on their hand. So about 83 million. As far as the institutional banks are concerned, they hold about 18% of the ownership. That's a good number. And there are 76 of these institutional firms have increased their position by 29 million. 70 of them sold out of their position about 28 million. So there's a net of 1 million still on an upper level, meaning that they're bought more than they sold. So there are two different firms from Morgan Stanley and Riley Security thinks it's a buy. Definitely, these ratings are usually, I take them as a grain of salt. I don't really I take it and sort of understand, okay, well, that's what they're thinking. So, but then I don't really go ahead and get into my position solely based on analyst research. I try to do my own research, actually. Short interest is about 7.7%. It relatively on a little higher side, but that's a good thing as a consumer. The reason I say it's a good thing is because generally what happens is if there's a news catalyst breaks out, right, and let's say you have a lot of positions shorted, then they would have to cover their position to minimize their losses, and you could potentially come into a little bit of a short squeeze. So if I was to give you an example, for example, let's say some catalyst broke out right here and the stock started jumping right here, then a lot of people that shorted right here, for example, they don't want to increase their losses, so they would have to cover their losses, and they would get into buy the stock immediately before the price rises. That demand causes the price to go even higher and higher, and that eventually becomes a little bit of a good thing if you got into it at the right time. So let's talk about the 4 stages that I was talking about in terms of the technicals, right? So I have a couple of support and resistance from past few weeks. Actually, I go from weekly, daily to if I need to go down to 4 hours chart, I usually do. That's where I tend to stay with my support and resistance. I don't do day trading. Generally, I only if I got into the trade and it happens to go up significantly, I come out of the position the same day. But generally, I try to do my analysis for swing trading. So as far as this is concerned, right? So there's a resistance right here, $1.44 and $1.55. So basically, just to give you a perspective on the 4 level of stages that I usually see this as, there's accumulation, which is sort of a consolidation, and then there's a breakout that I call it a markup. And after the markup, there's a distribution, which is where the profit taking happens. And of course, everything is happening within the time frame, within the supportive resistance I established. And of course, there's a decline right there, and the decline happens. And sometimes, decline could be a small decline, but if there's a bad catalyst, that could potentially push the decline further down, and maybe it could hit another support that was established a long time ago or something like that. So then it bounces back up. There's another. So somebody would think, okay, if bouncing back up, it would eventually go up. That's not true. It went up. There's accumulation again, which is I call consolidation. Just to give you perspective on the accumulation, okay? So for example, today, as of right now, they have only 2.1 million shares were traded, which means market is taking a break. Not a lot of people are trading this. There's no high volatility here. So this is what I call accumulation, all right? When there's a breakout, this is how the breakout happens. There's an accumulation, and there's a breakout, and which I call it a markup, distribution. People take profit right here. Now, the next step, if everything holds true, right? Of course, nobody can predict the future, but eventually, things do lay out in a very similar fashion. So let's say if there's a breakout now, I would assume there's going to be a decline right here. Let me draw this out right quick. So we could see a little bit of a decline right here, and then maybe it could decline a little further and maybe go to the support that we have right here and could bounce back off of that. Or let me just color this red. Or, or it could just stop from here and it could bounce up to $1.44. If it crosses $1.44, it go to $1.55. Now, when this happens, when there's a decline, there is going to be, of course, some of the consolidation is going to happen again. Let's draw this out a little bit. Maybe there's some green candles, some red candles, and then you can potentially see another upward momentum going from here to right there, okay? So something like this. Don't mind my drawing, please. This is something very difficult to do. But yeah, so there could be a decline right here, and then it could potentially take it back up and then go to $1.44. Of course, this is all speculation. Let's say if nothing happens, not here, we don't go to decline. There's going to be a decline, of course. It's already started declining. That's 100%. There's got to be a decline right here. So this is going to be decline right there, just the way we saw it on the other one. So when the decline happens, after that, there's going to be consolidation, and then, with what I call accumulation. Some of the accumulation is going to happen right here. So let me bring this right here. So maybe some accumulation happens, and then you have a markup right here. So look, I think there's always potential, but the reason I'm making this video is just to get you guys in there. So this way, at least you guys can start putting this on your watch list, and definitely watch for a catalyst that comes out. Maybe there's a rumor that, okay, iPhone is coming back with a satellite phone. Watch this stock, okay? If that news breaks out, for example, even if it's a rumor, right, you will see the stock essentially head back up, right? That's the catalyst, right? If there's a rumor that iPhone is going to use satellite phones, and this company in particular will definitely have an impact, and of course, any other company that is satellite-oriented company will have an impact on that. So definitely take a look at the stock. I just want to make this quick video for you guys, bring it out there for you guys to take it in and put it on your watch list. And if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and I'll be making more videos in the future. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video.